Hey, bear.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear.
Bear, bear.
Bear. Well, good morning, friends and family. This is Wander on day 101 of my Appalachian Trail journey. I'm here at Blue Mountain Road with Brother John. He has just dropped me off. Today, I will be doing a flip-flop. Be hiking southbound from here down to Lehigh Gap, where Brother John will pick me up, and then he'll take me south to where I started yesterday at Bake Oven Knob, and then I'll hike back north to Lehigh Gap. So a 14.7 or 14 something like that mile day, less than 15, and sunny all day today, supposed to be. Oh, side note, we've seen a bear on the way here today. Pictures will be included later. All right, I think that's all I got for now. Looking forward to this day and to see what I can see. So, all right, I'll bring you along and bring you back if I see something here. Well, just getting started. Brother John's right there. Somebody left trail magic here. A couple 5-gallon jugs or 2.5-gallon jugs of water there for hikers. Very nice of them. I don't see a sign on them to indicate who did that, but thank you very much. All right. White blazes up ahead. I got a bit of a climb starting off, and then it's probably ridge walking to Pennsylvania rocks until I drop down into Lehigh Gap. All right, this section maintained by Keystone Trail Association. Well, here's a nice jumble of rocks I get to pass through, or pass by. I guess it's through because they're on either side. Okay. In this place, Little Gap Hawk Watch. The trail goes that way, but got this mound of rocks here. Let me turn back this way first off. All right, let you see that view. And then we'll turn around and go up here to this overlook. Okay. All right, you can see quite the view from here. Almost a 360-degree view. Well, he kind of sort of is, just part of it's forest. Where I'm heading back, right there. So, there's that view, and walk along this rocky ridge line. Now the far out app says I'm off trail. Says I should be down there somewhere, but the white blazes say, no, you're where you need to be. Fortunately, it's not warm out yet, so I don't anticipate seeing any snakes out just yet sunning themselves. They'll come later, I'm sure. Well, it just came out on this power line view. Looks like they're doing some work up here. That's the view looking down. Alright, the trail's got me going this way past this cat. So, the trail's been pretty decent so far. Nothing real hard at this point. So it just came out on another mountain 2-track. Little mud in the road. Let's see if we can get around that without getting too goopy. Yeah, we just stay on the side. Alright, past that. Hopefully this goes for a while. We'll see. Just thought I'd show you. All of a sudden I hit some little pine forest. It does smell nice in here. Take a deep breath and smell that pine. Very pleasant. Yeah, you notice I got the bug net on again. That's because of the spider webs. Okay, that's a confusing white blaze. Well, turn left or turn right? Well, there's looks like a little side trail to the right. But I know the general direction I need to go is this way, so we'll keep going this way. And there's white blazes up ahead. So, not sure what that was all about. Somebody got crazy with white paint. So occasionally you get a break in the trees, and you can look out down below. A lot of these white blazes have been set up on these square pillar-like rocks that they've set up to mark the blaze to this rock area. Pretty interesting. Okay. Same side of the mountain as before, but can't help but stop, take another look at it. Alright, there's to the east, and the sun's right overhead there. Okay, this is somewhat of a different look. Looking down over the scree field. Down there, I believe that's Palmerton. And up here ways I've got to start a very steep descent, rocky climb or descent down to Lehigh Gap. Coming into an area that apparently was hit by a forest fire some time back. A lot of black and charred trees and very little underbrush, though this stuff is starting to make a comeback now. A few ferns down there I see, but it's kind of got that barren landscape to it. Well, here's another view from the other side of the ridge. I am currently climbing up to this high point above Palmerton, and it's kind of rocky here as I get up here. See white blazes painted on the rocks. Alright, I gotta figure out where to go from here. I don't see the next white blaze. Walking for a little bit, and there's another white blaze. Another quick view there. And then up ahead, there's the dead tree with another white blaze. Okay, I've got to go that way. There's a winter trail, goes down that way. I'm assuming it's easier to hike. Rejoins AT in 1.5 miles, so that's what I'm looking at, getting about 1.5 miles down to the bottom of this steep incline now, down into Lehigh Gap / Palmerton. There's a quick view. My guess is that mountain is where I got to come down later today. All right, best way to cross. Okay, there's a white blaze, or not white blaze there, yeah. A flag that somebody painted on there sometime in the past. But a white blaze means I gotta go up that way. Let me zoom out and I'll bring you along. Alright, now I gotta climb down that somehow. Alright, hiking poles need to come off. So I think what I'll do is I'll edge down this way a little bit and step down here. Oh, there's a step there. Okay. All right. Get down there. All right. Where to from here? Looks like a lot of steps there. Let's see if I can maybe through the middle there. That looks like a okay. All right. Let's see if I just get down. Okay, white blazes over that way. All right, I've got to go down there. No, let's not go that way. Let's go back here. So I've got to go down there and then cross that bridge, and Brother John is waiting for me on the far side of that bridge there. Alright, and that, if I can zoom in and find it, that could be the Appalachian Trail coming out of the hills, for all I know. We'll find out later. Alright, I'm going to put you up while I go down here. Yeah, the geese are flying north. Well, I'm almost down to the road. That was quite the descent coming off that. It wasn't big rocks, it was very little tiny rocks that act like ball bearings under your feet. It makes for slipping and sliding. So, but I would rather have come down it than go up it. Alright, let's see where this trail goes. I gotta get across to the other side somewhere. I don't know how this works. Might have to go up to the road crossing. I think I gotta go up to the road crossing at the stoplight. Alright, gotta cross that as soon as I'm able. There we go. You idiot. There's nice railroad tracks. And crossing the river. They're doing some construction up here, so hopefully I can get by without an issue. I assume I can because other people have crossed. Looks like a bunch of geese out there in the river floating around. Alright, I'll meet John up here shortly. Well, there's Brother John, and in tandem, standing next to him. I think he's waiting for his wife to come down, and there they are. Brother John's going to pick me up and take me south, so I can come back to here. Well, hello again. So this is part 2 of my flip-flop for today. Brother John, who's behind me there, as we just stopped here at Bake Oven Knob Trailhead. And Bake Oven Knob is 4/10 of a mile ahead, and so we're going to hike up to that point. Should be a fairly decent trail to that point at least. Since it's judged by the size of the parking lot, it gets a lot of visitors. So I expect this trail to be somewhat better groomed. But anyhow, I got a 9.1 mile section to do now. Back to Lehigh Valley, or Lehigh Gap in Palmerton. And it is 9:16, quarter after 9 start time for this. And we'll see how it goes, and I'll bring you back when I see something interesting. Okay, I'm up here at the top of Bake Oven Knob Overlook. There's Brother John. He wanted to come up here too. Let me change camera views and give her a different view. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. And you can see down the other side of the valley on this other ridge. Okay, there is one of the shelters right there. Not sure the name, but Bake Oven Knob Shelter. Go figure. Named after Bake Oven Knob that we just passed. Here's a cell phone tower up there through the trees, if you can see that. On the road, there's a sign back there that said reliable water, half-mile down the road. And I just got trail magic. I just got me a orange soda. Could have gone for the 12-ounce Coke, but I wanted the 20-ounce soda, 20-ounce orange. That tastes good. I've seen one of these signs on the other side. Bypass trail rejoins AT in 1.5 miles. I guess that way. I guess maybe they got a bypass on both sides to, whoops. That's a blue blaze. White blaze is this way. Wasn't expecting that. Just to give you another shot of this. Yeah, I got about maybe 2 3/4 miles to go for today. That'll be done. And except for the initial climb right up here, it'll be all downhill. You know, I keep getting these overlooks here. And each one's slightly different than the other. So, you can skim through it if you want to, but I thought I'd stop and take a video of it. Well, here is this shelter. It's kind of old and worn. But it is, looks like it'd be dry enough and space in there for 6 people if you cram them in there, I suppose. Bear activity is high. Please use caution and carry out food and trash. That was 2 years ago. There is a tiny little spring right there. There's nothing above it, nothing below it. But that's fresh water if you needed water. I've got plenty of water and I've only got a little bit farther to go, so. But that sure looks good. Well, the trailblazer says turn. Woodpecker Trail, orange blaze. There's an orange blaze there. If you look down here, you got orange and white. So I guess these 2 trails have joined up for now. So we will make sure we follow the white blaze. We got about maybe 1/4 mile to go. Okay, I see vehicles down there. So, you know I'm getting close. Alright, that is where I came down from this morning. And came down and crossed that bridge. And Brother John was down below there at the end of this bridge. So, I will continue this way and meet him About a 1/10 of a mile, hopefully, if my watch is correct. All right, I am to the road. There's Brother John. So my day is done.